Welcome to another episode of the program These Days in History, right here on Food TV, and I remain your host, Lara. As you all know, today is February 14th, and worldwide we're celebrating the Valentine's Day. So I'll be bringing to you the history behind the Valentine's Day and many other events way back in history, dated February 14th. So, on February 14th, around the year AD 270, Valentine, a holy priest in Rome in the day of Emperor Claudius II, is said to have been executed. So, those of you who feel Valentine's Day is a day to mess around, this is the emotional story behind the Valentine's Day. So, get it into your thick skull and know what you're doing exactly today. Under the rule of Claudius, the cruel Rome was involved in many unpopular, bloody campaigns. Now, the emperor had to maintain a strong army but had difficulties to get people to getting soldiers to join his military clique. Claudius believed that Roman men were unwilling to join the army because of their strong attachments to their wives and family. So, to get rid of the problem, Claudius banned all marriages and engagements in Rome. Now, Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. Well, he actually accepted his boundary, but I feel his death is not worth it. It should have been given other punishment. Now let's see how it ends. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius ordered that he be put to death. You see? Now Valentine was arrested and dragged before the prefect of Rome, who condemned him to be beaten to death with clubs to have his head cut off. Oh my my my. That's sad and sickening. Now, the sentence was carried out on February 14 on or about the year 270. Legend also has it that while in jail, St. Valentine left a farewell note for the jailer's daughter, who had become his friend, and signed it from your Valentine. For his great service, Valentine was named a saint after his death. Now, in truth, the extra origin and identity of Saint Valentine are unclear. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, at least three different Saint Valentine, all of them are martyrs, are mentioned in the early mythologies under the date February 14th. So we have more than one Valentine according to history. I read on. One was a priest in Rome, the second was a bishop of Interamna, now Italy, and the third, St. Valentine, was a martyr in the Roman province of Africa. Now, legends vary on how the martyr's name became connected with Romans. The date of his death may have been mingled with the feast of Lupercalia, a pagan festival of love. So, as according to research, the name Valentine was mingled with a particular festival, a festival of love by pagan called Lupercalia. On this occasion, the name of the young women were placed in a box from which they were drawn by men as chance directed. You see? So today being a Valentine's Day, let's know what we're doing. We can share some love. We can show some love to our friends, families, and all. But then the history behind it is so sad and all. So February 14 was set aside to celebrate the Saint Valentine's Day, who are martyrs that died. Those are the three Valentines that died in relation to love, trying to save people from getting married. There was a decree, and people were being trying to. I'm sorry, men were being recruited into the army, and because Valentine felt it was a cruel decision, he decided to get people engaged in secret, and so because of this, he was beheaded because he actually over he kicked against the order of Claudius II way back in history. All right, now we move on. On Valentine's Day 1990, 3.7 billion miles away from the Sun, the Voyager 1st spacecraft takes a photograph of the Earth. The picture, known as pale blue dot, depicts our planet as nearly indiscernible speck, roughly the size of a pixel. Now, blue dot is a photograph of Earth taken on February 14, 1990 by Voyager 1st space probe from an unprecedented distance of approximately 6 billion kilometers away from the Earth as part of that day's family portrait series of images of the solar system. Now, in the photograph, the Earth apparent size is less than a pixel. The planet appeared as tiny as a dust. On this day in history, 2018, this one is actually very disheartening and shocking. An expelled student entered Parkland, Florida's Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School and opened fire, killing 17 people and wounding 17 others in what became at the time the deadliest shooting at a high school in the United States history. Now, Nikolas Cruz exited his Uber. Now, Nikolas Cruz is the person in question who actually committed the atrocity. He exited his Uber outside the campus as at 12:19 p.m. He approached the school wearing a backpack filled with magazines and carrying a black duffel packed with his legally purchased AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. Jeez. Terrified students on sighting him ran for their life. Others remained held up, hiding in the classroom, closet, and bathroom, desperate to reach their parents. Many began broadcasting the horror on social media through video and live posts. Now, according to the South Florida Sun Center, Cruz left the hallway and went to the faculty lounge where he set up a bipod, like a tripod, on which he rests the gun. This guy is so funny. He actually feel I just have this picture in my head. He feels he's acting a James Bond movie or something. I mean, he has watched too much of violence movie and it has messed up with his mental chemistry. Now, he reloaded his weapon after placing it on the tripod and began firing like a sniper at the fleeing of students outside. He started firing after placing the rifle on the tripod. Now, only hurricane impact resistant glass in the window kept the death toll from growing. How can anybody imagine that? You just walk into a school, you balance your rifle on the tripod, and you start shooting. I feel it's mentally sickening. And the look on his face, I'm wondering, should this be the person who committed the atrocity? Well, it's all good. Now we move on to the next. February 14th is also said to be Ash Wednesday. It's signals the beginning of Lenten season for Christians. Now we are approaching the Easter celebration holiday, so the Lenten is fast forwarding. So today is said to be Ash Wednesday, which launches it's a signal of the beginning of the Lenten season. Now it takes place 46 days before Easter, and those who celebrate Ash Wednesday reflect, they fast, they repent, and celebrate. So the Ash represents born on this day in history are the social reformer and abolitionist Frederick Douglass, who was a national leader of the abolitionists. Douglass was actually he can also be said to be a legend because he was a national leader of the abolitionist movement in Massachusetts and New York. He was born into slavery. He had a difficult early life, but eventually he managed to escape and dedicated the rest of his life to promoting the cause of abolition. He was a great orator and a writer as well. And also today we're celebrating the National Donor Day. Now, this one got me cringing. Now, observe each year on February 14th, National Donor Day, also known as National Organ Donor Day, aims to increase awareness about organ donation and the lives it saves. In the United States, more than 120,000 people are waiting for a life-saving organ donation, if you know what that means. Now, National Donor Day was started in 1998 by Saturn Corporation and its United Auto Workers partners with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services support and many non-profit health organizations. So you know what organ donor is. For some people are even being paid money to harvest the organ of their dead loved ones within 24 hours. It's got me cringing. I don't want to talk much about this, so it is what it is. Now, born on this day also, black skinned girl or woman born on this day is Dania Gurira. He was born on 14 February 1978. He's from Zimbabwe, but lives in America, and she is an actress and also a playwright. Although Gurira is perhaps best known for her role in the television series The Walking Dead and the Marvel Cinematic Universe Black Panther movie. She is also an award-winning playwright whose work include in the Continuum 2005, the Eclipse 2009, the Converts 2011, and the Familiar 2015. All of this according to research. Now, Dania Jekisai Gurira was born the youngest of four children on February 14th, 1978, and her name fittingly means to be in love or to love one another. And that's that about that for today on this day in history. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. Join us tomorrow for another beautiful episode of the program This Day in History. I remain your one and only Lara.